Okay, this is our second webinar on creating and running free challenge groups, free fitness groups on Facebook. And tonight we have a very special guest, a good friend of mine, Jatana Jackson. She is a 5-star elite coach this year. And last year, I believe she went from diamond to 5-star elite in 1 year. She's a local coach as well here in DC with me, and we both run our Super Saturday together. We're both on the DC Council. And we have built up our Super Saturday from about 50 people just over a year ago to now, our last one, we had over 500 people. So she is a big, leader in this area with me, and I am very happy to have her on the call. I know she's a Success Club legend, right? And I think you've placed in the top 10 of the cup for how many times? Several times?
4 different times.
4 different times, okay. And I know you were in top 3 at least once, right?
Yep, they're in 3rd place.
So she uses these free challenge groups to get people to follow her and then eventually to sell challenge packs. And she consistently hits, SC50 in a month. So I will let you take it away, Jatana, and you can tell people how you do it. I think most people have probably seen your 10-minute video from Super Saturday, but if you want to go into more details, and then maybe we can open it up for questions at the end.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to do questions, just because I think people, they've already watched it, then we want to kind of see what they didn't understand or what needs to be explained further. So, and I'll also have the chat open, so if I see something pop up, I'll try to answer that question as we go. So I'm going to leave the slides like this so that I can see the conversation. So I know it's a little unprofessional for you guys to be able to see all my slides. So try not to focus on this side, focus on the center. So I am so excited to be with you guys tonight.
Your line is now
I am leaving tomorrow. I don't know if any of you guys are, but I'm leaving tomorrow to head to LA for the New Leader Conference. So make it your goal this year to hit Star Diamond, 2-star Diamond, so you can be at the New Leader Conference, and it's in Santa Monica this year. We're doing a tour of the headquarters and working out with Adam Calvary. So I feel like I just won the cup, because that's pretty much like a cup prize, right? All right, so tonight's call, or webinar, I guess you would say, is on free challenge groups and building your audience from that kind of avenue using social media. Just a little bit about me, if you don't know me. That's my face when I have makeup on and hair done, and you guys see me really dirty and gross right now, so it's worked out. But I am a wife and a stay-at-home mom. I started Beachbody in January 2013, and it took my first year to really understand that this was actually a business and not just, trying to hit Success Club 5 and selling challenge packs and doing challenge groups, that there was actually a legitimate, like Greg has shown, full-time income earner business. And so my first year was really my foundational year of kind of getting my feet underneath me. I'm what you want to call an orphan coach, I guess. I don't really have upline support. So I've kind of grabbed things from a bunch of different leaders and just meshed it through what worked for me. So I was an Emerald coach for like a year. I think I became Emerald my 2nd week of coaching. And I stayed an Emerald coach for a full year, all of 2013. I was actually an Emerald coach the first month of last year. So I became a Diamond coach that first end of January of last year, and went from Diamond, like Greg said, to 5-star by the end of 2014. So it's completely possible. You just have to hustle and you just have to work. But here, 3-year-old, big enough to just. We're good. Hey, this is real life mom life, right? Sorry. All right, so it's a little bit about me. I started out with Insanity, and I failed at it a bunch of times. I went on the message board, and I found somebody who was succeeding at it that was a mom as well. And I messaged her and joined her challenge group and decided to become a coach. So a little bit of backstory about me. So I do this all with a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old at home most of the time. So 2 important questions that we are going to address tonight is, do you want to grow your audience? And have you ever run into those people in your downline, in your organization, or yourself, where you're running out of people to reach out to? I think that is like one of the number one complications that coaches run into, is they feel like, I have a Facebook page and I have pretty much exhausted my, what we call a warm market. And actually some people even start to feel like they've pretty much exhausted the friends that they're kind of, like it's a cool market, not a warm market. So there's a way to grow that basically is getting people in front of you that actually want what you offer. And that is what I do with the free challenge groups. So if your answer is yes, which I'm assuming it would be, or you wouldn't be on this call tonight, I have a few strategies for you that will help you grow your audience. Literally, for the first one I did, I think like I said, in a Super Saturday, got 1,200 friend requests in 5 days. And that is without being put in Facebook jail, because those people were coming to me asking to be my friend on Facebook. So it's a great way to avoid Facebook jail and having to send friend requests to a bunch of people and then going back and deleting those friend requests so you don't get put in Facebook jail. So I'm going to share with you tonight exactly how I did that. So we're going to build a free challenge group. Very, very simple. Not a lot of thought put into it. I went to Google and I don't know, if you Google free workout challenge, 30-day challenge, 7-day challenge. There is all kinds of ways you can go at this. And so many people think so hard about, how am I going to create this challenge? What am I going to do? And it's like, don't think so hard about it. I know you're Emerald coaches, Emerald as in like your personality, you want to have all the details. Sometimes you just need to jump in and try it and give it a go. Pick one, try it, and see how it goes. And then if there are certain things that didn't work, you can tweak them the next time. And that's the lovely thing about this. This is free. So what you're offering is completely free, so nobody should really complain. But go to Google and find a free challenge group or a calendar like you see here on the slide that you think is well-rounded. I personally prefer things that have all of the, like a full body workout, the gym jack, squats, push-ups, crunches, planks, small sits, stuff like that. And I kind of avoid, I've seen coaches do this before and I don't think it's as effective. People who focus on, 15-day ab challenge or push-up challenge. For me personally, a push-up challenge would get very boring. And it wouldn't be very effective because it's not giving me a full body workout. I want somebody to be able to get a real taste of what fitness and growing in your fitness journey over time would look like. So this is a sample of a challenge group, basically. So go find a calendar that you like, and you can actually take this calendar and you can put it in PicMonkey. If you guys don't use PicMonkey, it's www.picmonkey.com, and you can edit photos. So you could put your name at the top, you can put your team name at the top, whatever, to make it more personalized for you. And I've done that with my buns, guns, and abs, which was another one that I did that was really popular. So this one was just a 30-day mom shell fitness challenge. I changed the title of them all the time so they're not the same thing. My audience sees something different, but that is one that I did in September. So some details on it. I'm very excited about details, right? You want to make it an event, not a group. The reason why it's an event, and I've probably explained it if you have not seen the video, it totally makes sense, because if I invite somebody to an event and then they choose to join it, all of their friends see that they join it. And this is how it begins to really spread. And people start joining, sisters, brothers, uncles, whatever. They join this group, and you're meeting people that are way beyond your normal reach or circle of influence. So in terms of dates, people ask me this all the time. I try to keep the event open for 30 days past the original date, just so I have access to it, and it doesn't get shifted somewhere on Facebook where I can never find it again. Invite all of your friends. Non-beach body. Do not invite coaches. This is the biggest mistake coaches make, is they start joining each other's free events. If you join my free event, I am going to be networking with your friends. And we do not want that, right? We want to keep our circle of influence to ourselves so that we can grow with them and then also meet their friends. So make it really user-friendly. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't set too many rules or have too many crazy posts. Just put the picture as the cover photo, you know, and make it super simple whenever, and I'll show that in a minute, exactly how I was able to make it simple for the users. I think it's like the next slide. But one of the things that I like to do is pin my picture, your headshot, a workout selfie, whatever, pin a picture of you at the very top and say, please send me a friend request so you'll be able to see all of my posts. And as people start saying they're going, you want to click like that they're going, and then comment and say, hey, send me a friend request so that we can get connected, and you'll be able to definitely make sure you're seeing all of my posts that come each day. And so that is how that traffic starts coming onto your wall, and I'll talk about how you can turn those into challenge pack sales. But you definitely want to hustle in the beginning, but really have them sending you friend requests, When you see them join, make sure you comment, and you do that at least for the first 3 days where you're keeping connected with the people who are joining your free challenge. So in the details of the event, I like to go ahead and put, you know, little YouTube videos about how to do a squat and how to do a push-up, how to do a modified push-up, because these are going to be questions that your challengers in your free event are going to ask you. And just to avoid having to constantly repeat yourself, go ahead and put it in the details of the event so that they can go and watch how to properly do that particular move. Because we are not personal trainers, right? At least I'm not. So I don't want to have to be explaining to someone how to properly do a push-up without hurting themselves. I am going to use a YouTube video that I feel is suitable to give them the proper instruction on how to do it. So it just basically saves you time, and it takes the kind of liability off of you. All right. So one of the things that I like to do when I invite everyone is I really try to focus on a particular market. When you send it off to everybody, you can do that. It's not going to really hurt anything. But when I really focus on a market, and my market is moms, you tend to create a culture on the event. Sorry. You tend to create this culture on the event where it's, for me, it's women, it's moms. We're talking about things that are struggles. We're connecting and communicating back and forth. And so somebody said, Jatana does not use a like page. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to read the little notes in case somebody pops a question. But this is not done through my like page. It's completely done through just a free event on Facebook. More questions on there. All right, so going back to, sorry, I was reading through your messages. Going back to the target market, try to invite people that create a culture that's similar. Same way when I do my challenge groups, I like to do my challenge groups very specific on groups. So I have my mom to mom shell challenge group where it's all moms. And so when I do an event, I invite people that are in a similar demographic. So they are actually becoming friends and they're connecting. And I want them to get the feel of what a challenge group looks like. And so I try to create the event to be a little challenge groups. They get a sample of it and they start enjoying it and they start understanding the process of it and the value of it. And I'll show you a little bit about how I do that on the actual event page. So now that you've created your event and you're getting all of these people that are joining, and you're commenting like crazy and asking them to send you friend requests, then that is where you really want to start hustling in those things I talked about. You welcome everyone. You encourage the members to invite their friends. This is so vital. This is the biggest part of how it spreads like crazy. If you are a mom or a female on this call, this is like golden. I don't know how many times I have said, hey, go invite 10 of your friends This will be so much more fun if you're doing it with them. And invite them to this challenge, and we can all do it together. And so it's fabulous because I know women, they sit there and they invite all the hey Susie and they tag people in it. And so make sure you encourage your audience in the event to invite, you can say 5 friends, to make it really simple, to go invite 5 people. And that is how you are meeting new people that you would have never have met if you had not done this free event. And then, of course, you can continue to say, send me a friend request so that you'll be able to definitely get my posts in your news feeds. I know you guys are going to have questions about this, so we'll go back if you need to. So now you're getting this new traffic, right, from these new friend requests. If you're like me, as soon as somebody tells you to send them a friend request, you kind of want to go scope them out and see if they're creepy or legit. You want to make sure your profile is public. And you want to make sure your profile is exactly what you want them to know about you. So it definitely needs to be clean. It needs to have a nice cover photo, a nice picture, which I'll talk about here in a minute. And then you want to make sure your posts that are on your wall define you. And if there's an opportunity you want them to see, it needs to be at the very beginning of your wall. So I make sure, I'm going to show you on this next slide, that a challenge group opportunity is showing at the top of my wall. So yes, I'm doing a free event, but some of those people are going to start tracking, most people will start kind of, what do you call it, stalking me on my Facebook wall and want to see what I'm about. And this was at the very top of my event when I did it in, I think the event started in June, and this is May 29th. This is a little paragraph that my team uses very often, and feel free to use it because it works like a gem. But I also put my WooFoo application on there so that they can start filling those out. So if you can see here, there's, 74 people who commented that they wanted to join this Want to Get Fit by the 4th challenge group that I did. So they don't know me, they're just joining my free event. I asked them to send me a friend request. So they go to my wall, and then one of the first things they see on my wall is, if I could help provide you a 21-day workout and a meal plan with portion controls so that you have everything you need to lose 10 pounds in 3 weeks, please fill out this application. I don't know, most of us moms who need to lose 10 pounds after having a baby, or just in general, anybody that wants to lose 10 pounds, they read that and they're like, oh, cool. So I'm going to do this free event, but that sounds really interesting. I kind of went in on that. It's very non-intrusive to fill out an application. They don't feel like they're like handing you their credit card. So they fill out this application. When I did this particular post, and I have here, for example, if you can see me, hopefully you guys can see me. I think I got 100, here's some of them, I'm still going through them. 164 people filled out my application to be
Your line is now unmuted.
Fit by the 4th challenge group.
Hey, Jatana.
And so,
hey, Jatana.
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm sure some coaches want to know, how do you go about following up with those people after they fill out the application? Do you get them on the phone, or do you do it over Facebook chat, or do you do it over email? Do you have a script?
Okay. Yep. All right, so, on this video, I see myself. So the form that I have, and I can send you a copy of it, but basically I asked them their name, an email address, a phone number. Do they currently have a Beachbody coach? How would they rate their fitness? This is key. And what are your current health and fitness goals? So they write that out. What does a typical day of eating look like for you? So they're writing that out. And then why would you want to be a part of this group, this challenge group that I'm doing? And then I also asked them, do they currently own any other Beachbody programs? And what is the best way to contact them? So in WooFoo, it's very organized. It's nice because I can print all of these out. And this is basically a good little bio on that person. And some of these people, this one for example, Stacy, I think she's actually a coach on my team now, but she said she was intermediate. She needed to lose a certain amount of weight and gain muscle and definition. She already owns P90X, Insanity, Turbo Fire, Chilean Extreme. What? Why aren't you coaching? What the heck? So you want to join my challenge group. You love Beachbody products, and you are already very committed to fitness with saying that you have an intermediate level. So I would message Stacy on Facebook, or however she said email. So I would send her an email to her email address, and I would say, hey, Stacy, I got your application. It looks awesome. You actually really stood out to me because I noticed you love Beachbody. You already have a lot of our products. I love that you said that you wanted to lose 15 pounds and gain muscle and definition. And then I looked at what you had written for your nutrition, and I really think this program that I'm offering is going to be perfect for you. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to eat. It's going to define portion control. And I just go on and on about the 21-day fix and how it meets her needs. But then say, I would really be interested in mentoring you and coaching, just because I know that you obviously enjoy Beachbody. And so would you be interested in hearing more information on that? And typically most people are kind of honored, like, really? You want to mentor me as a coach? And they'll say, what exactly is it? Like, what do I do? Immediately, I always have a sneak peek that is open and has already finished. I use sneak peeks not when they're like starting to day 5. I use sneak peeks every day. I throw them in there. I say, all right, I just finished the sneak peek. I would love to add you to it. Why don't you go check out the 5 posts that I've done and tell me what you think and see if you have any questions. So I would take Stacy's, after my interaction with her over email or Facebook or whatever the form of communication was, and I would put her in my coaching sneak peek and let her check it out. I would tag her in it and make sure she's seen all the videos, and then I would follow up with her, put her on my list of follow-ups for coaching a few days later after she's been able to check it out. Challenger-wise, does that make sense, Greg?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Challenger-wise, it would just be a base, just like you would on Facebook with your friends that you send an invite to. You have all their information. I would go to Rachel and I would say, hey, Rachel, I got your application. It looks great. I love what you said. And make sure you pinpoint exactly specific things so they know that you're listening and you read their application. You care about what they have to say. You care about their concerns. And then tailor whatever program you think is best for them to what they said their needs were. So really listening and reading these. Don't just try to give a blanket statement. And you can go through those one by one. Or another time, what I did when I got a lot of applications is I sent out a mass message to everybody, and it said, congratulations, you have been selected for my 21-day fix epic test group, I think is what it was. And if you have 24 hours to accept this challenge, here is a little video on the 21-day fix. If you currently have a Beachbody coach, then we need to talk further, so please message me. And then I give them the challenge pack link, and then I let them know, please let me know when you confirmed your order, and I will introduce you to the group. And from there, I'd say 5 or 6 or 7 people would buy the challenge pack, and I'd introduce them to my challenge group, and then the rest of them would ignore it or whatever. But that's what I want to talk about in a minute, how over time this starts benefiting you. You can't get discouraged because you don't sell a challenge pack or you don't get 53 points necessarily in one free challenge. It is about attracting a group of people, broadening your audience way past your normal little market that you have, and meeting their friends and their friends' friends, and finding people who are interested in fitness, interested in what you have to offer, getting them to become friends with you on Facebook, and then living out the 3 vital behaviors on Facebook, being a proof of the product, being engaging on your Facebook page, and attracting them to you. And I can say over the years, the past 2 years that I've been doing this, these people become my friends, and then some of them buy right away, some of them buy 6 months later, and some of them are still part of my, free groups. They keep joining free groups. And eventually when the need is there and I offer something that clicks with them, then they'll join.
So do you find, I find a lot of times when I have an application and then I start talking to people and they find out it costs money or how much it costs, then they always throw up objections and they end up backing out. Do Do you not have that problem after running the free group, or are they pretty much like, whatever?
Absolutely. I have all different areas. I mean, some people buy right away. Some people ask me a bunch of questions about it. But I think there's an art behind picking apart this application to the point where you can explain how how could they not spend $140 on how much you value, and it's going to meet all their goals. If you can explain that in a message and in a conversation with somebody, the price ends up becoming not necessarily a factor anymore. And obviously there's going to be those objections, but I found the greatest success when I really dig into why they want to do it, what are their needs, how am I listening to them, and helping them see the value in it to get past the excuse of the cost.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah, it does. Now, Michelle asked a question. It looks like you're going from a generic 30-day free challenge into a specific challenge. Do you always do that, or do you sometimes talk to them and figure out which program is best for them, and then, sell the appropriate one to them?
Well, this free event that I did before the 4th of July, this 4th of July post just happened to be, well, it didn't just happen, I did it intentionally. I posted the 21-day fix was it coming out? I'm not sure. I think it was actually just coming out. And so I was offering it on my page to my general audience, my Facebook friends. And so I was doing the free event on the side. So those people who came and tracked them, onto my page, my wall, and saw this, they commented, they filled out the application. Now, if I read their application and I see, it's a male and they want to bulk up and whatever, obviously I'm not going to say, well, hey, the 21-day fix would be great for you. No, I read their application and I figure out what product would be best for them. If it's P90X3 or T25 because they said, I'm a full-time nurse and I just don't have time and I need to lose 10 pounds, then I'll focus on something that's really helpful for them. But just because I'm offering the 21-day fix, no, it doesn't mean I put them necessarily in that, but that's the verbiage in that post is what attracts them to wanting to know more. Makes sense?
Yeah, thanks.
All right, let's keep going. So I talked a little bit about your page, right? You want to make sure that your page is ready for people to come and get to know you. So I see coaches all the time that have these, bless their heart, they have these silly cover photos with the pictures are way out of proportion. You're a professional. Your Facebook page is your storefront. You need to treat it like a professional would, like it's $1 million business. And even this cover page is now updated to something a little bit better. But you got to start somewhere, right?
You mean their profile picture shouldn't be their dog? Is that what you're saying?
No, your profile picture needs to be you. It shouldn't be your kids. I love your kids. They're beautiful. Put them right here in your cover photo. It shouldn't be a bag of Shakeology or a picture of Tony Horton, or I have seen all kinds of crazy stuff. And as soon as I see one of my coaches do that, I'm like, go take a picture of yourself, make it look pleasant. It doesn't have to be a professional headshot. It can be a picture of you at Summit standing next to Tony Horton. That's okay. Or it could be, I don't know, it's not that hard. Go take a nice picture of yourself and put it on your profile picture until you can get some professional headshots. And I do recommend you doing that. If you're in this area, we have an amazing photographer in this area who a lot of top Beachbody coaches use. But, and then go on PicMonkey and make yourself a cover photo that kind of gives a definition of who you are. I'm really strong in my faith. I'm very committed to my family, and I love fitness. I'm an Insanity trainer, so I have me in my little Insanity tank top and my kids and my husband, and then a little heart god on the beach, which I'm a beach girl, so I thought that defined me a little bit. So make sure that your Facebook page is professional, that it defines you, it shows who you are, because like attracts like, and then whoever you want to attract is what you should be showing in yourself on your page. So let's see, call to action for the challenge group invitation and first by post. Okay, so that was what you saw before in the last slide, was the Get Fit by the 4. Make sure you have a challenge group offer if this is where, your intentions are, I want to really get challenge packs out of this, make sure you have a good, solid challenge group offer at the top of your page the first week of you starting this free event, so that these random people who are coming onto your page and checking you out and seeing who you are, they see that and they're like, oh, well, I was interested in the free event, but actually I'd like to know more about this. This sounds really cool. And that's where you get that conversation going. Also, on your wall, make sure you're posting 5 things that define you daily. Should be a normal behavior for all coaches. You should be categorizing yourself in 5 categories, is what I tell my team. And, it can be about your faith. It can be, for me, and I talk about fashion and beauty as things that I like to talk about. And so it's engaging for my audience. You can talk about cooking, your family, cars, obviously health and fitness. But just take 5 things that define you and make sure you're posting 5 times a day on your Facebook page. For me, I do like to do 7, 10, 1, 4, 7, 10. Those are the times that I post during the day. And then I also recognize when my target market is online. Moms, they're online early in the morning before their kids get up. Like between 6:30 and 8:30 is a very high volume for women. And then lunchtime, you might get a few. And 2 o'clock is like killer mom time. That is when moms are online, so that is nap time. And then, you've always got your 7:30 to 8:30 on weeknights. And then Sunday nights, 7:30 to 8:30. Monday morning is like the prime time to post a challenge group invite on your wall. So Monday morning and Sunday nights are actually what I've researched to be the highest peak times. So make sure your wall is cleaned up and defines you. That is what that is all about. So your event begins, and you need to treat this like a challenge group. You want them to feel like they are in a challenge group, to see the value in it. So when you offer a challenge group later, you can say, it's like the event, but it's more intimate, and you are with the same people, and you guys are in a closed group that nobody can see what you're posting. It is in a place where you're actually going to develop friendships, and you'll notice on your event, people will start saying, this is really cool. I'm like meeting friends. We're encouraging each other. I love this. I've had one person say, I don't get on my computer until I've done my workout because I look forward so much to seeing what everybody said during the day. So you want to create that atmosphere for the people who chosen to attend this. So I do things like water challenges. We do that all the time in our normal challenge groups. And I do a daily video journal each day. And I don't do this for all my free events, but I try to do it as much as possible because there's something about doing a video that makes them feel like, you know what, this is a real girl. Like she's legit. She's not just some computer salesperson in the background trying to sell me something. She's living her life in front of me and sharing her heart with me. And so, I will do videos on eating quinoa or the benefits of coconut oil. Or I think one time I read some quotes from John C. Maxwell book encouraging them during the day. So you can do all kinds of fun stuff, but I think I also did like a workout one, which is the whole Chalene Johnson thing. She's really big into that. But make sure you're doing videos. Make sure you're posting challenges each day to keep them engaged on the event. And their friends will trickle in even halfway through. I mean, you'll be on day 15 and people are still going. Who cares? Let them go. Have them become your friends on Facebook. That is the whole point of a free event, is to get a bigger audience.
So when you say a water challenge, what do you mean by that? You just challenge them to drink 8 glasses of water, or is it something else involved?
So I just did a basic, have you had your 8 glasses of water today? Some of the ones that I've done now are post a picture of you when drinking your last glass of water, when you finished your 8th glass of water, and people will like post their little, this is my number 8, and post about it, and so they're posting these pictures on the event, and guess what? All their friends actually do see it. Unlike the private challenge group where we don't see what's going on, it's a public thing. So when they post that picture, it says, Susie Q just posted this picture of herself on the Buns, Guns, and Abs challenge, and people are like, what is she doing? And they click on it, they read it, and then they want to join as well. So having them engage like that is really beneficial and will pull in more people.
So do you ever get anybody that says, I'm uncomfortable sharing in a public event, or ask you to create a private event?
The only time they've ever asked me to create a private event is when they've said, I love this. I want to stick with these people. I've actually got to know a few people, and people become friends with other people in the group. How are we going to stay together? And that is where I finalize it at the end, and I can explain that in a minute. But I've never had anybody say, I've had people say, I'm tired of getting the posts from this group. And I'm like, you go over here and click unattend.
Yeah.
And then I usually block them because I don't want them to report me on Facebook. But no, I've never had anybody complain about that at all. Usually the people that don't want to post, they're in the corner and they don't even comment. They don't post. And that's okay, because if I have 1,200 people in an event and 97 of them post pictures of their water, it's pretty awesome. So,
Yes.
All right. I can share more ideas on videos and certain posts, but we can get this stuff in the back office. There's tons of resources in the back office on challenge groups, and you can just pull those over into your free challenges. So about the halfway point, depending on what you're doing, if you're doing 5, 10, 30-day challenges, I like to offer an actual formal challenge group in my free event. And I pin it to the top of my page. So Kyle was coming out during this particular free event, and I went and had this graphic made from elance.com. It cost me like $12, I don't know, something easy. Some of you guys might be really good at doing graphic designs. You can do it yourself, but it doesn't even have to be this fancy. Honestly, you can go to Pick One Key. So Kyle was coming out, and I wanted, the July Cup was starting, and so I did registration opens July 1st. I think Kyle had already come out prior to that, but I wanted it all to fall into the Team Cup, and so I said registration was starting July 1st. So I did good morning. It was day 10 of my, so I wasn't even halfway through. It was day 10. Big announcement, limited space. I want them to know they better jump on it if they want to do this. So you love this accountability and structure. I'm opening an exclusive private challenge group, all done from your home. This program has not been released yet. I'm offering it to all of you first before I offer it on my fan page and my personal page. There's a little clip. I posted a Beachbody YouTube video of Payo. I will only be taking 50 people so that I can give this group close attention. And, I say 50, typically 27 people buy. Okay, so I never actually reached the 50, but 27 people buying challenge packs is how many points? That's nuts. So instructions to apply, go to the link here. It's my Woohoo form, and I put it in a short link. Please enter your first and last name. It's very important because finding them on Facebook can be very difficult. If they put my name Susan, you're like, I'm friends with like 15 Susan. And please make sure you state that you're here for the Payo group, because I have people coming in for my 21-day fix applications as well. I'll have the selections made by June 30th. All right, we have 21-day fix extreme coming up. You guys can be doing this now and building up who's going to join your 21-day fix extreme test group. Who's going to be the first set of people that you're going to bring through the 21-day fix extreme. And I'm doing this. I've already offered it. If you go on my wall, you can see that I've already offered one of these for extreme. But, I'm making the selections on June 30th. You will be contacted via Facebook. Please make sure we are Facebook friends. Register for the registration for those selected begins July 1st, because that's when the cup started, right? Serious applicants only. So I tried to make it really specific, that it's very limited, and that it is an urgent thing. So in my verbiage in that post, when if I were reading that, I would say, okay, I want to hurry up. I watched the video. That looks amazing. I'm going to hurry up and fill out this application. I'm going to do it exactly how she told me to do. And I'll probably actually send her a message on Facebook saying, hey, I filled out your application. I'm so excited to be in the Payo group, which I did get a lot of messages from that. So I encourage everybody to do this. for the 21-Day Fix Extreme and start building a list of people that want to be a part of your test group. And when people get uncomfortable with using the verb test or the word test group, it's okay, because if you have a team, like I have Epic Empire, this is the first class of people who are going to go through the 21-Day Fix Extreme. And if anybody gets upset about me using that word, I explain it to them, and they're like, oh, I thought it was for the company. I'm like, no. This is for Epic Empire, and I put that in there.
Hey, Jatana, so if you get 100 people that submit, what do you do?
Same thing I've said earlier. I would go through the applications one by one.
No, but you said only 50 people can join. So I assume you're not going to turn people away, right? If 100 people want in?
No. So for this particular one, I said 50 people can join. I think that this was the one that I had the 164 applications. I went through, I placed them in categories, divided them up into coaches, coach potentials, challengers for this particular challenge, and with the crap, I can't find them anywhere. And so I divide them up into that. And then I message all of them and let them know they're accepted. And typically it'll only be a percentage of them that'll actually join the challenge group. And based on numbers, if you send that out to 75 people that are actually just going to be challengers, not coaches, people are going to just be challengers, then 20 of them say yes and they want to do it. That's only 20 people out of 50. So it's just a general number that I use. And I had 5,000 people attend this event, so I thought 50 wasn't far-fetching, and it wasn't. I think I had 27 people buy challenge packs from this post, which sounds nuts. But remember, I had 5,000 people in the event, so it's a larger pool of people.
Cool, thank you.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, great.
All right. So, I kind of already went over this, but next steps, you want to make sure you have the Google form, or you can use Google. I think Google Docs has one as well, whatever works for you. And then make sure you always set a date for the group. You saw in my post before that I was telling me very specifically the selection we made on June 30th, and that I will be contacting them on July 1st for them to register for my event. And what is register? Buy your challenge pack. And I'll introduce you to the group. All right, so make sure you have these things done. And basically, that is the end of the event. So what do you do once your event's over? And you've offered challenge groups, and you've added value to them, and you've posted videos and everything. What I did for anybody who did not buy a challenge pack from me and needed a home, needed a place to continue the same kind of environment, is I created a group that was called Health and Fitness with Jatana. I created a cute little cover photo, picture, my fitness picture on the side, and I put in the actual event after I've offered challenge groups and after I've sold challenge packs. For those of you who decided not to join the Fire Challenge or whichever one, the 21-Day Fix Challenge, or my Fit by the Fourth Challenge group, for those of you who chose not to do that, I want to offer another group that will allow us to stay together and stay connected. So please click this Facebook group and ask to be added to the group. So they would click on the Facebook challenge group. I would add them to this free group. And it's basically what I call my holding place. And I still, to this day, put people in there who say, no, I can't afford that right now. And I'm like, cool, let me put you in this free group. And it's a place where I can put advertisements in it for things that I have going on. But I just post daily motivational stuff, and I post my workouts in there, and that's it. They're not doing anything specific. They're doing it all on their own. But it's just, I guess, a challenge group for that. It's free. So, yeah, I already covered that. So I still post tips, I still post motivating stuff, and I post my workouts in there every day. And they'll get to a point where they're like, this is great. I love this group, but I'm not losing weight. And then I message them in a private message, and I say, okay, what are you doing? And they tell me I'm walking 2 miles 3 days a week and kind of eat okay. And that's where we get into the conversation of what they're not doing and what they could be doing and what I can offer. And they like this group. And I have this new group starting on September 2nd, and it's going to be focusing on whatever the actual program is.
So your group, is it public or private? Your general?
It's private.
It's
private.
Okay.
Yep, I have one group that is specifically assigned for people who are not doing anything, but they've continued to show interest in my challenge groups, but they've never purchased anything. So I immediately put them in there. And it's just a great way. I think I have 280 people in there or something, but it's a great way to kind of keep keep them there. And you can post whenever you want, but just post your workouts in there every day. And eventually they'll come around and ask you, like, okay, I'm really interested now and I want to know more information.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I just add all my customers and people who are not interested in Challenge Pack to a general group. And then I treat it like my Facebook like page and, post stuff in there every day.
Exactly. So it's just like your little holding place. So after the event in July or June, I ran the 30-day Buns, Guns, and Abs. In July, I offered the PIO. I think it was the PIO one. But my Success Club points for 1 month were 53 Success Club points. My husband had 8 points, and I added 8 new coaches to my team. And some of these coaches, actually, I met Annette through my Buns, Guns, and Abs. She might even be on this call right now. I met Annette through my Buns, Guns, and Abs challenge. She filled out an application to be a part of my PIO group. I noticed that she had a lot of really interesting things about her that would red flag me that she would be a great coach. So I mentioned coaching to her. She said no. She bought a PIO challenge pack, and she was really successful with it. And then she decided she wanted to do 21-day fix, or might be flip-flop, I don't know. But she was going to buy her second challenge pack, and I mentioned to her about coaching. This girl got diamond in 64 days, and she's a complete stranger from Chicago that I met through a free event. So, and I flew her out to our DC Super Saturday because she's a rock star and she's amazing, and she's about to go star diamond. She's only been coaching for 4 months. That's crazy. And all because I met her through the Buns, Guns, and Abs. I didn't even invite her. One of her friends invited her to it. So that's the value of this type of setup and how it can be really beneficial for your business.
Awesome. Hey, Jody wants to know, what do you do with challengers after they've been through your paid group, your PIO or 21-day fix? Do you put them in that generic group, or do you move them somewhere else?
So right now on our team, I'm sure every coach struggles with this. You run a monthly challenge group, or you run a specific program challenge group. For a while, we did PIO, 21-day fix, P90X3, but then we found that the groups would start fading away. And so what we've been doing for the team is every 2 months we start a new group. Right now we have a mom-to-mom shell group, which is specifically only for women or moms. And anybody that we give them 2 options. They can be in Rock the Resolutions or mom-to-mom shell. And so whatever program they get, it can be programs only, it can be program in Shakeology, but we put them in one of those 2 groups, and it's all programs in that group. And it's been open and going, and it's getting larger. And once it gets to a certain capacity where I feel like it's too much, then I'll say, all right, I'm starting, spring something cheesy. I'm starting a new challenge group this spring, and I will announce it in my old challenge groups to see if they are like, you know what, I fell off the bandwagon. I want to join this new one. And I'll put them in that one along with the new people that come in. But it's not a perfect science. You just have to play with it and make sure you're staying connected with your challengers. But I have not perfected the whole challenge group dying out, starting a new one type things. Right now we just have 2. Any other questions? Chat. Okay. Amanda Jones, but do you do both a free and a paid group every month? Is that what you're just asking?
No, that one's different. So do you run a free challenge group and a paid challenge group every month, or do you alternate or stagger them? Or
I haven't been, so when I did the free challenge groups, I was doing one a month. This time I'm focusing on clean eating challenge groups. And the reason why I'm doing the clean eating challenge groups is because the 21 Day Fix is coming out, and I want my audience to be prepped on that. Melanie Nitro is genius at this. If you ever follow her and what she does, she makes sure all of her posts are very specific to what her next challenge group is going to be. So when I did my Mom to Mom show advertisement, for a good month before I offered it, I was posting beauty tips and how I did my hair and pictures of when I went out shopping. Should I pick this outfit or this outfit? And stuff like that. And so when I offered Mom to Mom show, I'm like, hey moms, I want to do a challenge group where we are going to work out 30 minutes a day. We are going to focus on our meal planning for our families, and we are going to focus on portion control. And then I also am going to share some of my fashion and beauty tips that I've been sharing on my wall, but in a private group where we can exchange ideas. They loved it. They thought it was genius. They're like, okay, I want to be in that group. So we got 21 Day Fix, put them in a Mom to Mom show group. And so I post on a whole variety of things, but a lot of it is on fitness and fashion and beauty, things like that, like I said, I was offering. So make sure you prep yourself for the 21 Day Fix Extreme. You can do today, on Monday, you could start a 5-day clean eating group. Find people on your Facebook page who want to just do 5 days of clean eating. I have a whole format set up, but you can create your own, or if you want to self-message me, because I'm asking for too much. But create a clean eating group for 5 days. Make it very simple. Give them use the 21 Day Fix as an example of what they can do, or use the stuff in the back office. But that is finding people who need help in that area. And so when you go to offer the 21 Day Fix Extreme or just the 21 Day Fix, you can say, this is kind of similar to what I'd offered you before, but it's very, very specific, and it gives you exactly what you need. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, Jody wants to know, I think we kind of touched on this before, but at the halfway point or whenever you do the call to action, do you always advertise a particular program, or do you just say, I'm running a free, Premier Challenge group, submit an application if you're interested?
The only time I advertise a particular program is when it's a pre-release or new product release, sorry. So 21 Day Fix was coming out. I offered it in my free event because it was coming out, and you build up the hype because it's a new product come out. Nobody's done it before. And then when PIO came out, I did the same thing. And when 21 Day Fix Extreme comes out, I'm going to do the same thing. But if there isn't a new product coming out, then I will say I'm doing a Mom to Mom show challenge, or I'm doing a Rock the Resolutions challenge. What you need to do is you pick your program that works for you, and then don't go into all that detail because people stop listening. I try to get them in on the message, but just offering, hey, it's the new year. I know you guys all have fitness resolutions. I know I do. I am starting a Rock the Resolutions group. We are going to focus on our fitness, on meal planning, on our nutrition and accountability. If that sounds interesting to you, then please send me a private message, or please fill out this application, and that's where you start that engagement process with an actual challenge pack. Cool.
So the next question is, do you give out prizes with the free group or the paid groups?
I have given out prizes. What did I do? I think I did a workout sweaty selfie or whatever, and I put their names, everybody that did a picture and a hat, and I gave away the Success Club prizes are great. I think I gave away the exercise ball and jump rope.
You don't treasure those? Come on.
Do what?
I said you don't treasure those prizes?
Yeah, I have a prize closet in the corner of my office and so much stuff. I do Coach of the Month for my prize closet. But yeah, I give little prizes out to incentivize them to stay interactive on the page. And then also, if I tell them to do a sweaty selfie that day, like that's the daily challenge, I have an assistant now, but I used to have to do this myself. I would go and pull everybody's picture, save it in the computer, make it into a collage. Actually, if you go on my blog, you can see one of the collages that I did. and posted it on my wall, giving them a shout out. Like, you know, there'd be like 40 people who made their picture, and I made this collage with all 40 people flexing or whatever the challenge was. And then I would do this long, nice post on my wall about how it's such an encouraging event. Everybody's really engaged and it's wonderful. And then I would tag as many people as I could notice who they are as possible in it, so it showed up on their wall, and it just created more engagement and more attraction to my page. So that was a really cool thing too.
I have a question for you. So I know that you had mentioned to me before that you also ran an ad for your event. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I try not to overcomplicate ads, because if you've never done them before, some people come see it tonight. So I used, where's it? Nice slide up here. I used this. I don't think I advertised my actual, maybe I did. I have to go back and check. I've done this as an ad before and it got approved. It was just this picture and this paragraph, and that got approved. And then I'm pretty sure I did my buns, guns, and abs, and it was a very simple paragraph with the picture of the actual, like the calendar, and that was it. And that got people wanting to attend the event or clicking the event.
And you just advertise the event and they'll click on it and click going? Is that, or do you have them fill out a form or anything like that?
No, I just want their name on the event so that I can keep track of them that way. Okay.
Do you, when you get them to fill out the form, do you keep their emails or plug their emails into any kind of email program?
Yeah, no. You want to see my organizational skills? Like, you can be 5-star and not be crazy organized.
Uh-huh.
This is what I got. I'm not organized at all. I divide things up into piles. This is my challenger pile. People who have not bought Challenge Hack from me but were interested in the past. So whenever I'm needing 10 points, right, I go through here and I'm like, hey, it's Rachel or whoever. You filled out my application and you never responded to me. How are you doing? I just follow up with them. But no, I don't have a database or anything like that. I wish I was that organized. I'm not. But it gives hope to people who aren't. So you don't have to have all your stuff organized. Just get out there and invite people and have them fill out the application, read it, and then connect with them on Facebook. Any more questions?
So yeah, there's one that says, for the free challenge group, do you do a form? I think you've already answered that. It's a no. Or do you ask them for emails in the challenge? So I assume you ask for emails when they fill out the form for the challenge, right?
Yeah, so when I post like the 10-day, where's the halfway point, here, they fill out the application, and that's where I ask what is the best form of contact for you, and I've got their phone number and their email address and their name. I can find them. I prefer Facebook. I don't really care for doing email too much, but as long as I can connect with them, and whatever they prefer is the avenue that I'll use. For method of contacting them, do you give them the option of a phone call, and do you have much trouble getting them on the phone? No, I have a lot of the people's phone numbers, and if they ask me to call them, if they put, best way to contact you is by phone, and I have their name, I'm still going to try to find them on Facebook first. I feel like it's a little awkward to randomly get a phone call from some stranger. So I would probably look up Rachel Blair on Facebook and message her and say, hey, I went up your application. I know you said to contact you by phone, but I wanted to connect with you here first to see when would be a good time for me to actually talk to you. Do you work, or Mondays or Tuesdays, that kind of thing. So no, I wouldn't just like straight up call somebody on their phone. I would try to connect with them on Facebook first.
Okay. Well, it's 10 o'clock, so we've gone our hour. And I know that Jatana has to get up at 5 a.m. to fly out to LA for the conference, right? For the leadership conference, the new leaders conference. I want to thank you for attending, and I want to thank Jatana for teaching us and training us. I think it was awesome. Do you have any final words, Jatana?
Make sure you are on a cup team, because we have Team Cup starting February 1st. 21 Day Fix Extreme is coming out. So make sure you are building that up. You have to build up the tension on your Facebook page. And that's what I'm doing. Make sure you have a list of people that want to buy the day it comes out. And that day, I usually spend a good 6 hours. Coach relations, three-way calling, making sure their orders came in. You should easily be able to get 10 points on day 1 of 21 Day Fix Extreme coming out. No excuses.
No pressure to all of you.
No pressure. Do it.
All right.
Love you guys. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you learned something tonight.
Yes. Thank you very much.